In a sleepy town nestled among rolling hills, life moved at a gentle pace. Children's laughter echoed through the streets as they played, their carefree spirits untouched by the worries of the world. But for one boy named Sarim, a simple wooden bridge that spanned a babbling brook was a source of constant fear and anxiety. The old bridge creaked and swayed with each gust of wind, its weathered planks telling tales of countless crossings. While other children skipped across without a second thought, Sarim would always find an excuse to avoid it. He'd take the long way home, circling the entire town if necessary, just to avoid facing his fear. As the sun began to dip below the horizon one fateful evening, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and pink, Sarim found himself standing at the edge of the bridge once again. His heart raced as he contemplated the journey home, dreading the thought of crossing the rickety structure. Suddenly, a faint whimper caught his attention. Sarim's eyes widened as he realized the sound was coming from the middle of the bridge. Squinting against the fading light, he could just make out a small, furry shape trapped between two loose planks. A puppy! The poor creature must have wandered onto the bridge and gotten stuck. Its cries grew more desperate, tugging at Sarim's heartstrings. He knew he had to help, but the very thought of stepping onto the bridge made his knees weak. Sarim's hands trembled as he took a tentative step forward. The first plank creaked ominously under his weight, and he froze, his breath catching in his throat. The puppy's whimpers grew louder, spurring him on. He took another step, and then another, his legs shaking with each movement. The bridge swayed gently beneath him, and Sarim's imagination ran wild with thoughts of plunging into the cold water below. But he pressed on, one careful step at a time, his eyes fixed on the trapped puppy ahead. As he inched closer, Sarim could see the fear in the puppy's eyes, mirroring his own. He spoke softly, trying to calm both the animal and himself. "It's okay, little one. I'm coming to help you." Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Sarim reached the middle of the bridge. He knelt down slowly, his heart pounding in his chest. With gentle hands, he carefully lifted the puppy free from its wooden prison. The small creature nuzzled against him gratefully, its tail wagging with relief. Now came the real challenge, getting back to solid ground with the puppy in his arms. Sarim took a deep breath, cradling his new friend close to his chest. He turned around, facing the way he had come, and took his first step back. To his surprise, Sarim found himself moving more quickly this time. The weight of the puppy in his arms gave him a sense of purpose, and he focused on getting the little animal to safety. Before he knew it, he was halfway across the bridge, his steps growing more confident with each passing moment. As Sarim neared the end of the bridge, he became aware of a growing crowd on the riverbank. Word had spread quickly through the small town, and curious villagers had gathered to witness the unexpected rescue. They watched in awe as the boy they had always known to be afraid conquered his fear right before their eyes. With one final step, Sarim's feet touched solid ground. A cheer erupted from the onlookers, startling both Sarim and the puppy. He looked up, suddenly realizing the magnitude of what he had just accomplished. Among the crowd, Sarim spotted his old teacher, Mr. Malik. The wise old man, his eyes twinkled with pride as he made his way through the throng of people. He placed a gentle hand on Sarim's shoulder and smiled warmly. "Well done, my boy," Mr. Malik said, his voice filled with admiration. "You've shown us all the true meaning of courage today. It's not about being fearless, but about facing your fears and doing what's right, even when it's difficult." Sarim felt a warmth spread through his chest at his teacher's words. He looked down at the puppy in his arms, who was now contentedly licking his hand, and realized that his fear of the bridge seemed insignificant compared to the joy of helping another living being. As the crowd began to disperse, offering words of praise and congratulations, Sarim felt a newfound sense of confidence wash over him. He had faced his greatest fear and come out victorious. The bridge that had once loomed so large in his mind now seemed like just another path to cross. With the puppy still nestled safely in his arms, Sarim began the walk home. His steps were light and sure, a far cry from the hesitant boy who had stood at the edge of the bridge earlier that evening. As he walked, he couldn't help but smile, thinking about how his life had changed in just a few short moments. The sun had fully set by the time Sarim reached his house, the first stars twinkling in the darkening sky. He paused at the gate, looking back in the direction of the bridge. It was no longer a source of fear, but a reminder of what he was capable of when he found the courage within himself. As Sarim opened the door to his home, the puppy wiggled excitedly in his arms. He knew his parents would have questions about his new furry friend, but he was ready to face them with the same bravery he had shown on the bridge. That night, as Sarim lay in bed with the puppy curled up beside him, he reflected on the events of the day. He realized that courage wasn't about being fearless. It was about doing what was right, even when it scared you. It was about pushing through your fears to help others and grow as a person. From that day forward, Sarim approached life with a new perspective. The old wooden bridge became a symbol of his transformation, a reminder that he could overcome any obstacle with determination and bravery. And as he grew older, he never forgot the valuable lesson he learned on that fateful evening, that true courage lies not in the absence of fear, but in the willingness to face it head-on. Years later, long after the old bridge had been replaced with a sturdy new one, people in the town still told the story of the boy who conquered his fears to save a puppy. It became a local legend, inspiring generations of children to find their own inner strength and courage. And Sarim, he went on to do great things, always carrying with him the memory of that sunset rescue and the profound impact it had on his life. The little puppy grew into a loyal companion, a constant reminder of the power of courage and the incredible things that can happen when we push ourselves beyond our perceived limitations. In the end, Sarim's act of bravery did more than just save a puppy. It changed the course of his life and touched the hearts of an entire community. It served as a powerful reminder that within each of us lies the potential for extraordinary courage, waiting to be awakened by the right moment and the right cause.